I guess the first thing that I would want to start with asking you would be, what did you feel your experience was like from, obviously, from what you remember to now, almost graduating college, having spent all of that time together? What do you feel like kind of the ups and the downs were of like growing up as a twin?
Okay, so I guess like growing up with any sibling, it was kind of nice to just, like, you always had a friend, kind of a little sappy there, but you always had kind of someone to hang out with, and it's kind of nice to just have someone else in the house. And like, I think that we kind of like took a little part of each other's personalities, like, as we were growing up. Like, I grew up playing sports, obviously, because you're a boy, so I would have to like do that. And then you kind of took up shopping too. Like, I know that you definitely have more pairs of shoes than I do, which is kind of crazy.
Right. So I think it's it's interesting. Like from the people, other twins that I've talked to, it's kind of a very interesting relationship where because you grow up together, a lot of things you do are so like specific to doing it together. So like when we played sports, I think a lot of it like we did together and like going through school.
We ballroom danced together too.
We did ballroom
Let's
dance.
Not forget
together.
about that.
Бабушка и дедушка, мы поздравляем с юбилеем. Бабушка рядышком, дедушкой, столько и вместе. Бабушка рядышком с дедушкой, снова жених и невеста.
What I thought was especially interesting is that we, for pretty much our entire lives, up until maybe college, we had like the same group of friends.
Yeah.
Do you think that was something that like you were in favor of, or that's something that just kind of happened generically and we got stuck with?
I think it just kind of happened because I do think that we kind of have like very similar personalities, so I guess we like attract the same type of friends.
Right.
I'm sure you don't love that I always hang out with your friends.
I don't have a problem. I think it goes both ways. I think it goes both ways. I think it's funny that they're not really my friends. They really have turned into our friends.
Fire! Always trying to figure out what I'm all about. Can you see me? What the answer is just shut up. If you can't do the math, then get out of the equation.
Touch on the dynamic because you spend more time with her, like your best friend and her twin brother as well.
Yeah, so it was actually kind of funny how that happened. Like, I ended up befriending like another set of twins, like a girl that was also a twin. So I think that like growing up with them, we kind of had like twin sleepovers, which was kind of cute. But their relationship is actually like a lot different. Like, I know we're pretty close, but they don't have the same interests at all, which is kind of crazy. Like, obviously you don't know them, but they are very different people, and it's actually like crazy to think that they're actually twins because they are so different.
Well, I think it's interesting is because, we say that we have very similar personalities, and I think we do now. But looking back growing up, like, I was always a lot, like, louder, and you were a little bit more reserved, more quiet. Like, do you think that had something to do with, like, the way that we grew up and where we are now? Like, you being more open and outspoken now than where you were in the past?
I think so. Because I know, touching on, like, my other set of twin friends, they're both kind of pretty loud, so I guess they probably butted heads a lot when they were younger, so I guess that probably, like, drove them apart a little bit.
I never felt, like, a serious sense of, like, competition with you.
No.
Like, I don't know if mom and dad ever tried to, like, drive it, but it was never something that I always, like, felt like, okay, cool, like, I wanted you to do well, and then I also wanted to do well.
Yeah, I think the same way. I think that mom and dad have kind of realized, like, what our strengths are, so I think they want us to help each other.